Well, hi again. I'm back for the fourth part. Chapter 2, An Explosion for Christmas. I've been to the British Museum before. In fact, I've been in more museums than I like to admit. It makes me sound like a total geek. That's Sadie in the background yelling that I am a total geek. Thanks, sis. Anyway, the museum was closed and completely dark, but the character and two security guards were waiting for us on the front step. Dr. Kane! The character was a greasy little dude in cheap suit. I've seen mummies with more hair and better teeth. He shook my dad's hand like he was meeting a rock star. Your last paper on Imhotep. Brilliant! I don't know how you translated those spells. Imho-who? Sadie murmured to me. Imhotep. I said, high priest, architect. Some say he was a magician. Designed the perfect pyramid, you know. Don't know, Sadie said. Don't care. But thanks. Dad expressed his gratitude to the character for hosting us on a holiday. Then he put his hands on my shoulder. Dr. Martin, I'd like you to meet Carter and Sadie. Ah, your son, obviously. And the character looked hesitantly at Sadie. And this young lady? My daughter, Dad said. Dr. Martin's stare went temporarily blank. Doesn't matter how open-minded or polite people think they are. There's always a moment of confusion that flashes across their face when they realize Sadie is part of our family. I hate it, but over the years I've come to expect it. The character regained his smile. Yes, of course. Right this way, Dr. Kane. We're very honored. The security guards locked the door behind us. They took our luggage. Then one of them reached for Dad's work bag. Ah, no, Dad said with a tight smile. I'll keep this one. The guard stayed in the foyer as we followed the character into the great court. It was ominous at night. Dim light from the glass-domed ceiling cast shadows across the walls like a giant spiderweb. Our footsteps clicked on the white marble floor. So, Dad said, the stone. Yes, the character said, though I can't imagine what new information you could glean from it. It's been studied to death. Our most famous artifact, of course. Of course, Dad said, but you may be surprised. What's he on about now? Sadie whispered to me. I didn't answer. I had a sneaking suspicion what stone they were talking about, but I couldn't figure out why Dad would drag us out on Christmas Eve to see it. I wonder what he'd been about to tell us at the Cleopatra's Needle. Something about our mother and the night she died. And why did he kept glancing around as if he expected those strange people we seen at the Needle to put up again? We were locked in a museum surrounded by guards and high-tech security. Nobody could bother us in here, I hope. We turned left into the Egyptian way. The walls were lined with massive statues of the pharaohs and gods, but my dad bypassed them all and went straight for the main attraction. In the middle of the room, beautiful, my father murmured. And it's not a replica? No, the character promised. We don't always keep the actual stone on display, but for you, this is quite real. We were staring at a slab of dark gray rock about 3 feet and 2 feet wide. It sat on a pedestal encased in a glass box. The flat surface of the stone was chiselled with 3 distinct bands of writings. The top part was ancient Egyptian, picture writing, hieroglyphs. The middle section I had to rack my brain to remember what my dad called it, demotic, a kind of writing from the period when the Greeks controlled Egypt, and a lot of Greek words got mixed into Egyptian. The last line were in Greek. The Rosetta Stone, I said. Isn't that a computer program? Sadie asked. I wanted to tell her how stupid she was, but the character cut me off with a nervous laugh. Young lady, the Rosetta Stone was the key to deciphering hieroglyphs. It was discovered by Napoleon's army in 799 and... "Oh, right," Sadie said. "I remember now. I knew she was just saying that to shut him up. But my dad wouldn't let it go." Sadie said, "Until this stone was discovered, regular mortals no one had been able to read hieroglyphics for centuries. The written language of Egypt had been completely forgotten. Then an Englishman named Thomas Young proved that the Rosetta Stone's tree language all conveyed the same message. A Frenchman named Napoleon took up the work and cracked the code of hieroglyphics." Sadie threw her gum, unimpressed. "What's it says then?" Dad shrugged. "Nothing important. It's basically a thank you letter from some prince to King Ptolemy V. When it was first carved, the stone was no big deal, but over the centuries, has become a powerful symbol, perhaps the most important connection between ancient Egypt and the modern world. I was a fool not to realize its potential sooner. He lost me, and apparently the character too." "Dr. Kane," he asked, "are you quite all right?" Dad breathed deeply. "My apologies, Dr. Martin. I was just thinking aloud. If I could have the glass removed, and if you could bring me the papers I asked for you from your archives." Dr. Martin nodded. He pressed a code into a small remote control, and the front of the glass box clicked open. "It will take a few minutes to retrieve the notes," Dr. Martin said. "For anyone else, I would hesitate to grant unguarded access to the stone. As you requested, I'll trust you. We will be careful." He glanced at us kids like we were troublemakers. "We'll be careful," Dad promised. As soon as Dr. Martin's step receded, Dan turned to us with a frantic look in his eyes. "Children, this is very important. You have to stay out of this room." He zipped his work bag off his shoulder and unzipped it.